just to clarify, you want the girl or person that you're dating to handle themselves, have that social media persona that's classy and shows that they respect themselves and that they're not going to tolerate any demeaning and disrespectful
It's not
comments.
trying to be anything that you're not, basically. I'm not trying to say I need a girl that's just like rigid.
No, but for example,
I'm just trying to say it's down to when people know that you're in a relationship but still has the audacity to still write them comments underneath.
Yeah, but that's on them. How is that on the girl?
No, but what I'm trying to say is sometimes you can get a girl who entertains it by responding.
Oh yeah, no, of course, yeah, no way.
It's a response, or even just leaving it there. Let's just say because the more comments you have,
you're allowing it.
It's the more comments you have, is the more popular you are. Okay. But then if it's a situation where the girl's respectful of their partner and they clean it or like delete it, it just shows, do you know what? I don't need your bullshit. I'm in a relationship.
Okay.
Respect me as a person, not just as a frigging me. Yeah. And respect the fact that I've got a partner that is on here, is going to see
okay,
this,
I see what you're saying.
That. Do you know what I mean?
Saying, yeah. You know, 100% I get that. For me, like, I remember in my 20s, I used to give a shit about whether someone liked someone's photo or whether, and now I don't care at all. I don't care. Like,
that's good.
Preferably, I would date somebody that doesn't have too much of a social media presence. I mean, that would be the ideal option. However, I say this and I'm building a social media presence myself, so I don't want to be hypocritical. But going back to what I was saying before about attraction, I'm not saying that if somebody's hot that they're definitely a cheater. I'm not saying that about guys. I mean, I have had those experiences in the past, and I'm not going to lie. Usually the more attractive they are, the more bullshit they chat. I'm just keeping it real.
Or like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
Licking their lips.
Them ones, and also lies. They've usually lied more or cheated more. Like, that's just what I've found in my experience. I'm not saying that's just unfortunately been my experience. And obviously I need to make better decisions in the guys that I choose. And that's why, in talking about priorities and shifting them around, maybe I need to recondition looking or going towards the guys that I find hot and like just calming down a little bit and go for guys that maybe aren't as hot.
No.
Are you sure?
No, because what's happening is like you are just lessening yourself as a person. You're just basically just saying, you know, let me just limit myself to what I need. I think you should still go for the hot guys that you like, but then there's loads of hot guys. Not every hot guy are the same. But what I'm trying to say, not every hot guys are the same. You've got hot guys here that basically, that ain't gonna be all of that bullshit. Do you know what I mean?
And that is why
but then you still got the ugly guys who are still all of that anyway.
I know, it's true,
so you can't just say that the pretty guys are the ones.
No, it's just in my experience.
Okay, it's your experience, but there are ugly guys that
who still talk shit.
Still chat shit, that still plays, that still try and cheat.
How and why? I saw Billie Eilish. She had this video where she's like, if a ugly guy has a hot girl, he thinks he rules the world.
Why is every pretty girl with a horrible looking man? I don't understand. Listen, I'm not shaming people for their looks, but I am though. You give an ugly guy a chance, he thinks he rules the world.
If I can find that, I'll put that in here. All right, moving on to the next one. And again, thank you so much for being a part of this conversation, because I think it's so important. People think that when you're dating in your 30s that, you know, it's like a graveyard, that there's hardly any options. I've actually found the opposite, and we'll get into that later. So we've talked about having your attention, communication, making sure you've got priorities in the same place, learning from your mistakes and past experiences, and identifying red flags so that you can not waste each other's time. What do you think about having a type? Would you say that you have a type, and has it changed from your 20s to 30s? And I don't just mean physical, I mean personality traits, characteristics. Has that evolved from your 20s to 30s, or is it the same? Or
I don't know, you know.
Like, if you were to think about the people you dated in your 20s and the people you dated in your 30s, is there like a consistent or a constant that runs throughout in terms of, I'm just talking about personality?
Good sense of humour.
Okay.
Ambitious.
Okay.
And can't really think on the spot, you know what I mean?
Well, those are two quite important ones.
Yeah.
Like being able to laugh with each other and at yourself.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
someone who's got goals and is striving for more.
Yeah, I mean, you know, my sense of humor is a bit out there.
Yeah.
So someone that can take my sense of humor and that can laugh at certain things that I say, and I can laugh at them and they don't take themselves too serious. I think that's actually
that's great. But would you then say that throughout your 20s and 30s that that's something that stayed constant throughout that time? Or have you had any big shifts like, no, I'm never going to do that again, or I'm never going to date someone who's got that characteristic, even though I used to like that?
I think, do you know what, for me is age. I've dated younger girls and I think that's been definitely a no. Like
a no.
A no. Okay. Because thinking back on certain things when I was like probably their age or whatever it is, you think, do you know what? I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You put yourself in their positions a little bit, but then you're just thinking, I'm too old for this.
So that's changed now. In your 30s, you're not going for the younger gang.
No, like my girlfriend right now, like nice age and whatnot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, and you can actually tell the difference. You can tell the difference with life goals. And just like how she carries herself and the fact she has a like it's just a hell of a lot of difference.
Yeah, I agree. I've switched. It's so funny because I've heard different advice about this. I decided that dating now, especially since I've come back to the UK, is I want to date my own age or older. But then I meet other people who are like, you're cutting off so many guys if you do that. Just because they might be 5 years younger than you or even 10 years younger than you doesn't mean that they don't have the same goals and they don't have the same thing. Yeah,
it's a hard one. I think it's down to the individual. So me and my girlfriend was having this conversation last night with about one of her friends, and one of her friends is a big character. I don't know about her previous relationships, but what I've known from her from meeting her a few times, I was just like, I think she deserves to have an older man. Okay. Like a man, not like a boy, a man that knows himself, that is just don't need to wait till the weekend to want to go out and party with his friends and get pissed and whatnot. Just a man that will know how to like hold her down as a woman and just carry himself just like like, you know.
But so why can't she get that? Is that what she's looking for?
I don't think that's what she's looking for. But you know, sometimes when you look at someone, you think, do you know what you deserve?
Oh yeah,
you deserve more.
This is what you deserve.
This is what you. But then I personally think you might want to go out with an older guy. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Me?
No, I'm just trying to say with my girlfriend's friend. From just knowing her, like
the thing is, I say this. I love youthful energy, like because in the arts.
But you can get that with an older guy.
Again, where are these people? But
why are you looking for guys just in the arts?
No, I'm not.
Oh, the way you say it.
No, but I'm saying my experience, like based on my experience, where I've dated people, like if they're acting or singing or dancing or whatever. That's been my experience because I when I meet someone who has a connection with me in the arts or my passion, it's so easier to connect. Whereas when I meet someone who maybe is in, I don't know, IT or finance, don't get me wrong, we can still make that connection, but the fire in me, in most people in the arts, you know, it's another
It's because
connection.
you guys know
you're on a level.
You're on a level in a situation where, like,
you don't need to explain it.
But for instance, my girl is in beauty, and we still, like, I come home and talk to her about certain situations that happen with me at work, and she gets it. And then when she talks about her situation with work, I get it. I just think it's just down to just like how your mindset is. Like I don't know. It's just it's. I personally, I just wouldn't. I've dated a few girls in the industry, and then the last girl that I dated that was in the industry, I was like, never again. That was
I don't want to date anyone in the industry
because I like the fact that I get to understand other people's
the world exactly.
in itself
outside of the performing arts.
It's like, for instance, let's just say someone that works in Tesco's. Let's just say they don't just go home and
or
just
Sainsbury's
or whatever it is, but or any other. You don't see them come home and just and basically both just talk about.
It can get toxic as well.
Did you see that in the aisle?
Yeah.
Did you put that in the aisle? Did like whatever it is? But do you know what I mean? It's just nice sometimes just to have.
In the aisle.
Do you know what I'm talking about? I just think it's just nice sometimes to have someone from a different background.
100%. Oh, 100%. And I think that's partly why my relationships have not been successful, is because it was too inner the same bubble. Too much, because when you want to have something to say, that person's going to say something to their friends who is in the same industry, and then that person's going to say something else to someone in the industry, and then it's just going to be a whole chatterbox. I don't like chatterbox. I like it to keep it that I say something and I know it's not, and it stops. Exactly. If it goes to your beauty, like for instance to my girlfriend's side of beauty world, that's fine. It doesn't affect you.
It doesn't affect me. But if it goes to the industry that I'm in, I'm over it. It's a lack off. Give me my keys. Ta-da.
And the thing is, that's what I learned. So in my 20s, that's when I hung up the whole dating in the performing arts.
With the dance jacket.
Yeah, I was like, ladies. And then I moved into dating people. Like when I was 30, I started dating people who were not dancers.
And how was it?
Refreshing. I would use the word refreshing. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't all daisies and unicorns. There were still issues in their own right, but I think I just needed to, you know what it is, it makes sense though why you would date someone in your circle, because you see them all the time and you work with them or you train with them. But I definitely appreciate dating people outside, because I found it healthier, less toxic, like all the stuff you said. It's not all in the same bubble. It doesn't like grind on your mental the same way it would if you're in the same bubble. But now I'm trying to date out, you know, well not now, but for the last however many years, like I've been trying to date outside, and you do as well, right?
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I know yours is early days, but good luck, and I hope that it's all going to go well. And
it will.
It will, 100%. All right.
It bloody will.
Okay. And the thing is, for me, and this is, we'll talk about this another time, but I've been using apps to try and date, and they're always in the, you know, what.
But then it's down to if you're into the person's industry as well. Do you know what I mean? It's like, for instance.
Yeah, but what if someone does IT and I don't give a shit about IT? Not that I
yeah,
don't.
But you should try to have an interest in their topic of
exactly,
and that's where it all lies on. It's just showing interest so that
you have that connection. For me, sometimes it's not even the industry; it's the fact that someone's passionate about the industry. Yeah. I'm attracted to someone that is passionate and has ambition and goals and fire. Even if it was, I'm gonna, I don't know, make carpets, and I'm gonna make the best quality carpet, and then I'm going to make my own business selling the best quality carpet.
And that's you as a partner that's going to be behind that your partner's back and saying, babe, you can do it. You can lay down that carpet.
Exactly. Roll it out.
You can roll it out. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
You can put some towels on the carpet.
Exactly.
Put some sprinkler, put some like glitter and whatnot on the carpet. Like,
yeah, whatever you do.
But no, it's true. In a relationship, you need to your partner needs to be your number one.
100%.
They need to be cheering you on.
Exactly.
It needs to be a thing. Like, for instance, I might have certain goals or certain things or whatnot, and it's so. I've been in a relationship when it's been so disheartening when you've got so much things on your mind, and you're like, babes, you know, I want to do this, and what do you think of this? And they just show no interest in it, and you're just, and it does like.
Kills it.
It kills the vibe. But then when you have a partner, let's just say like my girlfriend right now, like she's just like, okay, cool, let's pen to paper. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, that's great, babe. That's
nice.
You
really
need
supportive.
that. You need a supportive partner.
So as we've now kind of drawn the conversation to a close, I feel like I could talk to you for hours about this, but we do have a little bit of a limit. Dating in your 30s. What would we say to our 20-year-old self about what we're trying to achieve? Like, we've talked about priorities, we've talked about red flags, we've talked about having intentions and communicating. For me now, I'm not dating anybody. I don't have a boyfriend. I'm trying.
Which I don't understand, to be honest, because you're such an amazing girl. But go on.
Thanks, Cam. Well, it's probably because I was dating all the wrong ones. I like hot boys, and I need to love it. I just need to
Yes.
So not necessarily advice to our 20-year-old self. What advice would you give me? How about that? Well, let's make it personal. Not too personal. Let's let all calm down. But like, what would you say to me, someone who's a 30-plus-year-old, who's here in London, who's about that life, and looking to date and
know your worth.
Okay.
Don't settle. And just the little clues, like the little things that they're shown from the beginning, that's gonna drift off. That's gonna be the same person for who they are. Let's just say.
So it's not about their potential. It's like, what are you showing me now? Show me your receipts now.
You have to. I for instance, yeah, it's like my girlfriend. She doesn't live in London. She lives out of London. It takes me about 3.5 hours to get to her. Let's just say, same vice versa. Yeah.
Is that DLR?
Not DLR. I drive. Not that it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying. driving to get to her. Driving.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is the excuses that sometimes when people go, oh yeah, do you know what? I haven't seen my man, or I haven't seen my girl, I haven't seen my partner for 2 weeks, and
or even
stuff.
just texting back or calling back or picking up the phone.
All of that, you can make it happen. I'm sorry, you can. There's no excuses. Even if, for instance, you've been at work all day and your partner hasn't like hollered at you, I'm sorry to say this, before you go to bed, everyone flickers through their TikTok, through their Instagram, through every message, and you're trying to say, you can't even say, hey babe, I'm so sorry, how was your day?
It's true.
I'm going to bed now, hope we'll catch up tomorrow.
It's true.
Yeah, so with you, you're a good looking girl, you're ambitious, like you're talented, you've got so much going for you. You just need a partner and someone that's going to take you just serious from off the jump. Like, I want to take you out on a date. What are you doing tomorrow? Like,
yeah, I got confused there. I thought
I'm not.
Like, do I answer? Are you asking me?
But what I'm trying to say is that you just want a guy that's gonna say that to you. Not like, wait, is he asking me out?
Yeah.
What's going on? And
the riddles and the games.
No games.
No.
From when you know when someone's playing games, if it's a situation where they say they've been hurt, even though there's no excuse, and you see through them a little bit with certain things of what they're doing, but they're being genuine in certain ways, and they are being persistent, like and consistent with how they are treating you. But from the jump, from when someone is like going, yeah, babes, yeah, okay, what is this?
Yeah, dead.
Are you gonna ask me out? Are you gonna buy me a drink? If a guy don't even offer, if they bump into you in a club and don't say, babe, what are you drinking? Then you do not give them the time of day.
It's true.
Even if they ain't got money, even if say, babe, do you want some water? Oh, you say water. Oh, I said water. I don't even talk like that.
I know.
Water. You want some water?
Yeah, with ice.
Yeah.
And a slice
or
of
do you want
lemon.
some spit juice?
What's that?
This is you called.
So just take it from somebody else's cup.
No, but it's true. When a guy ain't offering a girl a drink from listen.
But those are important words. So
you shouldn't be chasing. I'm sorry.
No.
It's not about girls now chasing guys. I'm sorry to say this. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit offish what I'm trying to say, but I think guys need to chase a girl. But then a girl needs to stop being stush as well. If a girl's been acting all stush, then when you lose that right guy, it's all on you, because I don't know why you're acting stush. Stop playing the mind games. Yeah. And if your heart's in the right place, and if your intention's in the right place, and if you do get hurt, at least you can say, do you know what? I can walk away saying, I tried. Sorry, I don't know why.
Yeah, calm down. Okay, so I'm gonna take those words. I think that's the most important thing that I can move forward with as well, is to know your worth.
Know your worth.
I think that's really important, because sometimes we doubt ourselves, sometimes we second guess ourselves, especially as you know, you go through different relationships and you think, well, you know, if you haven't found that person yet, you're like, what am I doing wrong, you know? And I can be quite critical of myself, which is why I love what this podcast is all about, is those open, vulnerable, 100% honest discussions. But know your worth.
It's good though to sometimes have that reflection back. But then I don't think you should beat yourself down, because someone will love you for who you are. And that's the most important thing. I don't think, unless you're a crazy person and you need to just like tone it down a bit. But if your heart's in the right place, and like I said, you will find that person. No one should come into a relationship wanting to change you, and you should never go into a relationship wanting to change them.
True.
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So, but when you can see all the signs from the beginning, then at least, you know what, it's a cut. But then some, like I said, I was unfortunate to see some of the signs towards the end of the relationship, but then that's towards the end. It was a cut, it was a duck.
And it's not about fault. It's not like this person's fault, this person's fault. At the end of the day, we go through that journey, we all learn something from it either way, whether it's a failed relationship, whatever you want to say. But yeah, I guess I'm going to take those words from you, Suzette. I want to thank you again. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course.
It's been really good.
It really has.
Give me a high five.
It's been jokes. And
it took us long to set this up.
It really did.
It took us mad long to set this
I'm
up
really
for
hoping
you
these
guys.
cameras are still working and everything, because this is the first one we've actually filmed. But we're going to keep this conversation. We're going to invite Suzette back again, 100 million %.
Can the topic be on Britney?
Britney?
Because I'm a fan.
Come on. I don't know where to start with Britney. I love Britney, but those Insta.
All right, let's.
All right, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Love you, and thank you again for coming.